this is hands down my favorite thing in AC Shadows outside of missions. I spent the most time doing this. I think it's the most fun thing in the game. Number 5 is gonna be Assassin's Creed Shadows is a pretty long game, and I couldn't fit everything I liked and didn't like into my review, which you can see here because that would have made the video 20 minutes long. So here are my 5 favorite things about this game that I couldn't include or go too in depth about in my main video. Number 1, the style. I briefly mentioned the animations focus more on style than speed, and I'm okay with that. Specifically the parkour. It's really smooth just running across rooftops and vaulting through windows, but my favorite part is now is dismount. You can run off of surfaces, jump off, or manually press circle to dismount. She does these one-hand flips, but where she does it with no hands is my favorite. Like, look at this. You can back roll into a ledge grab. And she vaults over objects that are waist height effortlessly. It looks cool and it feels good to do, but not just that, it's also the finishers. They're unnecessarily long, look like they hurt a lot, but again, they look cool and stylish, so it's a win in my book. Now in particular, she was a character I made for 30 of the 50 hours, and she's quick and agile. I like the finishers with the Tanto and the Sickle. Her finishers with the Sickle always make me laugh because for whatever reason, it always seems a little personal, like she's really angry at this one guy in particular. Number 2 is gonna go to stealth. So because I'm a fan of the older games and not the RPGs, rushing in headfirst and fighting all the time is not how I prefer to play Assassin's Creed games. You know, I like to play like an assassin. You can turn off lights to make it harder for enemies to see you, and they won't see you in dark areas at night. There's perks and gear stats that activate at night, you know, which is for the stealth players like me. I just wish they included a timer so I can manually set the time of day to night. But yeah, my favorite feature out of all of this is the guaranteed assassination option. This was a great idea. It takes the RPG-ness out of this for those who don't like that. If I put a 6-inch blade into someone's neck after falling on them from 3 stories up, I expect them to die, and with this turned on, no they do. There's also expert stealth mode, which makes enemies detect you faster. I found it to be a bit too sensitive at times, you know, but again, I appreciate the effort of including more options for the non-RPG fans like me. Number 3 is going to be group fights. I like the combat in the game a lot because of the style. It's normally you versus 2 or 3 guards, but sometimes you can find yourself in situations where it's you versus 5, 6 or more people, and it's really fun. Taking enemies down one by one, all while dodging, parrying, and trying to stay alive. And each character has a weapon that's a giant fuck you and designed for situations exactly like this. And it can go through multiple enemies surrounding you. Yaski's spear, which was my favorite weapon to use for him. I made a build that shreds armor and was 2-hit killing smaller enemies. And now his sickle, which I'm not really the biggest fan of, but I do like the finisher animations. The only thing that would make these large fights better is if the enemies didn't just stand there sometimes while you're fighting another person. We can already parry attacks from enemies we're not locked onto, so I would have liked the time the enemies wait to attack you while fighting someone else just be a bit shorter, but yeah, I love the group fights. Number 4 is going to be the autumn season. There's different seasons in game, and I think the map looks the best when it's in autumn with all the different colors. The weather and wind system they have just takes up leaves from trees and the ground and blows them everywhere. It looks really cool and I like to see it when I'm traversing the map. It reminds me of Ghost of Tsushima, and that game did a similar thing to guide the player to objectives. I actually wouldn't have been mad if they copied that feature to use as the waypoint system instead of the white line guiding you everywhere, but yeah, I like to see leaves blowing on the ground during autumn. I think it's the best season out of all of them. And lastly, this is hands down my favorite thing in AC Shadows outside of missions. I spent the most time doing this. I think it's the most fun thing in the game. Number 5 is gonna be castles. These are scattered all over the map. You have to kill a certain number of samurai within the castle for some guaranteed legendary gear. So the incentive is there to get loot, but it's fun for me because I think castles is where all the best parts of the game really shine. It's like a giant playground. The parkour, movement, and stealth, you can do all of that here. Trying to take out guards as fast as possible without being seen, it's fun. There's buildings connected via rooftops with the outer castle walls running all along the perimeter, so you can parkour everywhere. And if I do get caught, they'll raise the alarm and then it'll turn into a huge group fight, which is something I just said that I like. It's a fun challenge, but it gets even better when the alarm goes off because a new set of enemies called Guardians will come out and hunt you down, and they are much tougher than the regular enemies. So yeah, castles are the best part of this game. I'd spend anywhere from 20 minutes up to an hour completing a castle, killing everyone and looting everything I could find before I left. And I'm going to include a special mention here at the end, but number 6 is going to go to Yasuke's kick ability. I never got tired of it. I use it from the beginning right until the end of the game because it's funny kicking people off of cliffs and through 2 walls. So those are my top 5 favorite things about Assassin's Creed Shadows. I have my many issues with the game, but I think it does the one most important thing a game should get right, and that is it's fun to play. If you play this game, what are some of your favorite parts about it? You can leave a comment down below and let me know. And thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.